So I don't know what the fuck is going on here, honestly. I mean, I kind of do. I got a grasp. But events have spiraled so far out of my grasp that I'm not entirely sure why we're on this journey anymore. Perfect season for this kind of game? Yes. Something like that. So there is just death, gloom, and destruction going on in the world of the Banner Saga right now. We have a group of people that are let me get back to the map so I can remember what's going on here. So we have a group of people that are behind the wall of darkness. That is Ivor. Listen to that creepy noise, right? So we have Rook here, who is just on the last, like, bare end of this darkness. Ivor is somewhere up here. I don't remember where exactly. But there's just a lot of just gloom and destruction going on that I was not prepared for when I started the series, honestly. Yeah, my cat agrees. Cleo agrees. She's sitting on my lap right now. We also have this dude in jail. This is... what was his name? He was the governor that was the real asshole governor, tried to stage a coup and take over the king in the face of all of this darkness. He had a power play that went poorly for him. The governor. Hello, governor. Hello, what's all this then? Rugga, that's his name. He tried to stage a coup for the king and went poorly. We beat him up twice, I think. My voice is kind of shitty today. Rugga's appearance reminds you of a well-used practice dummy. Still, he smiles as you enter the cell alongside Oddleaf. Yeah, Rugga has this punchable face. You look pleased with yourself, considering you failed. Why shouldn't I be? What was it the king said? I'd never set foot in Arborang? Now look at me. Is there anywhere safer in the world? You're really gonna pretend this is all part of your master plan? Yeah, right? Oh, you thought I only had one desperate scheme. Now I understand the confusion. Look, it's obvious why they trotted you in here. Save the king from Rugga's nasty poison trick. Oh yeah, the king is poisoned. Rugga stabbed the king with some sort of poisoned dagger, and only Rugga has the cure. And somehow Rook here has to get the cure from Rugga, who has absolutely zero motivation to see the king alive. I'm not entirely sure how they expect this to work. Curious that the Menders can't do it. But before we talk business, do you play Taffel? 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 I don't, actually. Me, as the streamer, do not play whatever Taffel is. I'm familiar with the board game? Then you know it's not about a game. The secret to Skaktaffel is that pawns and kings are just details. It's about being able to see further ahead than your opponent. You know that sinking feeling when you're looking at the table and the game's not over yet, but you know it's over? You've just got to sit there and keep playing? Yeah, I know that feeling. Have you gotten used to it yet? Tough words for someone rotting in a prison cell. Think harder. While I wait safely in the cell, my loyalists gather strength in numbers. They're preparing. Meinolf's life is mine to save. If I let him die, his support crumbles. His control of Arborang is over. And if he martyrs me, my men run snarling through the streets, wolves amongst your sheep. Who will prevail? I think you'll find us far from sheep. The truth is that not everyone wants to be swaddled and told everything will be fine. My people are not willing to put their lives in the hands of a weak king, trying to make sure we all die, equally, fairly. See, to them, you're not just wrong, you're the enemy of freedom. The freedom to make their own decisions. Oh, I see. This is like MAGA people, right? Believe this. Anything you throw at me will come back to you twice as hard. Is that a threat? looking at things backward as usual, Oddleaf. It can work for you if you'll just be reasonable. What are you prepared to do for me? Beat Rugga. I don't think beating him is actually going to get us what we want. I think he's prepared to get beaten up. What do you want? Just the throne. Tell Meinolf if he steps down, he lives. It's that simp. The whole room suddenly shudders. Screams pierce even the thick walls of the cell, and Oddleaf lifts herself up to look out the small prison window. Rook, we need to go, now. At the walls, it's... What? Oh, that's huge, whatever it is. It's a sunder of some sort. Well, guess we're fighting now. Wait, I can't get Rook in there? Oh, yes I can. Okay, good. Rook. Fassalt. Hacken needs to be in here. Oddleaf needs to be in here. After that, we'll get... the crazy looking guy with the twitching eye. We last saw him by Ivor. He's with the enemy now. We're not entirely sure how he got on his side, the other enemy guy's side, but he's over there. I can't remember if it was with Ivor or with the mercenary guy, Bulwark. Either or, he's working with the enemy now. An enemy. We have several enemies going on right now. I don't want the horse people. They're kind of weak. Let's get Luden in. Or Trigby. Trigby and Luden are basically interchangeable. What does Petrus do? Oh, he's a bloody flail guy. I like that. Alright. Show me what you can do. We also have a shit ton of renown and a shit ton of points to spend on these people. Okay. Alright, so let's just... okay, so Petrus is coming with us. No points. We're just going to go through and spend some points real quick. Looks like it was just that one guy. Gunvender have some as well. Okay, we got that. Now let's do some level ups. Rook has another level up ready. Petrus does. Oddleaf does. Hacken does. Heroic title available. Skalds sing the names of the not simple people, but of the legends they have become. Choose a heroic title to bestow upon this hero. Once chosen, it cannot be undone, and the title will be unique to this hero. Oh, I see. You get different... okay. So you can only use these titles once on one person. Maybe the Forsaken. Dude's kind of a bowman, so... Never injured after KO. That's kind of nice. But that should be on a melee, I think. Less aggro, much less aggro. This should also go on a melee. Recover from KO with... That's kind of nice, but again, that should be a melee. Alright. This lands a DOT along with your attack. I think I'm going to go with this one. Yeah, we're going to go with this one. Oh, I can spend more than 1 point? Oh, wow, that takes... Look at all that renown it spends. We're going to just... continue. Woo! Spicy. Alright. Let's get Hack at a level as well. We could start promoting our dudes here. He's already got us here. Confirm. Alright, and then we'll do Odd Leaf. Ooh. I love this art. Okay. And we'll call that good for now, I suppose. Let's see what happens here. Let me close my door real quick. My little vacuum thing's running around. 1 second. Okay, sorry. That is a lot of fucking, shit, look at them all coming through the breach. Alright, let's, see what mess we can get into here. He can't reach anybody right off the bat, so we're just gonna have him go here. Ouch. Oh, excuse me. Eight, 9, 10. Good enough. Knocks him back too. Poor Hack in here. Alright, back the fuck up. This guy. Nice. That crit hit. Dude, you just got like wrecked. Back up. Excuse me, sorry. Nice. Her dodge merits are coming in handy, for lack of a better word. He's probably gonna get hurt, but whatever, right? Nope, here we go. Respite. Flee. We're too injured to keep going. Show us how to be great Vikings all. Hey, Umbi! How are you today? Are you back in Canada yet? Doing fine. Started working 2 weeks ago. Nice. I mean, it kind of sucks to be working, but at least you're back in Canada. You pull back from the breach in the wall as clansmen and guards rush to hold it. Sweat rolls down your face. You knew the dredge would eventually become a problem, but the reality of it is worse. You need a plan. Had a really great time, now back to real life? Yeah, that sucks. Trigvi cuts you off as you rush frantically to find your clansmen. Hero, I just imagined you'd come this way. Then you did. I could tell by your face it was you. Trigvi, what is it? This is a poor time to chat. Oh, don't worry. I got nothing to say. Okay, then help me find... I do have a question, though. Quickly, what is your question? Have you seen the moon? The moon. Trigvi, there are dredge destroying the walls right now. No, that's a sunder. The dredge are just walking right through. I am definitely going to need my luck. Have you seen it? Are you talking about your moon necklace, Trigvi? Just speak clearly. What's clear is that the sun never brought anyone luck. Clear as a mug of mead. Do you drink? I could certainly use one right now. Now you're making sense. Mead solves all sorts of problems. Big ol' burly barrels of mead, solving delicious problems. The only problem it can't solve is, once you've drank it, it's gone. Profound. Come on, help us fight and we'll share around. So, can I ask my question now? You've asked 3 or 4 already. Why stop now? Are we already dead? You sigh, defeated by Trigvi's line of questioning. If so, I am going to rest my feet. They say walk in another man's shoes, but what if they don't fit? These sure don't, and they're my shoes. It's just an expression. Oh, like... do the right thing, especially if it gets you killed. That's definitely not right. It definitely is. I've been told that one a few times. I'm not sure you understand what's happening here. I do, actually. I know what they say behind my back. Not, Trigvi's handsome. Not, Trigvi's brave. Those are the words I say to myself. Someone should say them. I know something's wrong with me. I just can't see through the dark and the fog sometimes in my head. That's why I carry around a moon. Do you know what I mean? I think so. Ha! Liar! I don't even know what I mean, but I'm happy you finally answered my question. Oh, look at that! My necklace was right here the whole time. Huh. Looks different than I remember. Must be my imagination. Now let's go stab some dogs to death. Dredge, Trigby. Dredge. If we have time. Alright, that was a weird exchange. We got an item out of it, but that was a weird exchange. Again, the black anchor crashes through the wall above your head, stopping in midair before flinging you back, shredding the wood. What in the depths? You shout. Grim tidings, replies Aleo, ushering you toward the rest of the caravan. I've heard stories of a sunder called Ruin who could do such things. It tore down the fortresses of old Gurrrrl kings. Oddleaf stops. She says, it pulls that anchor thing back toward itself, then takes off at a full sprint toward where the Gurrrl are gathered. Come with me, she shouts. Okay. When you catch up to Oddleaf, she's already mid-argument with Hakon and Fasolt. For this to work, we need to cooperate. Slow down! Stop shouting at me, woman! You've been around them too long, Hakon. Why are we even listening to this? Gods, you're all starting to sound like Rugga. Don't you get it? We either work together, or we die. Cat. I don't know if you can hear her, but Cleo is meowing in my lap. What even is this about? She expects the Gurrrl to be her beasts of burden. That's not what I said. Look, Ruin's shredding the walls with some kind of thrown anchor. We can't reach him from here. It made me think of something Rugga said. Everything you throw at me comes back twice as hard. If the Gurrrl gathered every oil barrel we can find in Arborong and bring them here, we can wrap them up in netting. The next time Ruin hurls its anchor into the wall, Horseborn race along the top and drop the netting around it. And Ruin pulls the barrels back onto herself. What does that gain us? We'll gather every archer we can find. Ursa and the other archers can organize a volley of flaming arrows down on her, and boom! Will that be enough? I don't know, but it beats standing here measuring our loyalties. I wonder if she wanted to say something else, but didn't. Sounds to me like a lot of things ready to go wrong. The Gurrrl are not great lovers of fire, if you've forgotten. Why haul barrels when we can meet the Sunder on the field of battle? Would Jorundur have lowered himself like this in the Great Wars? I won't lie. The battlefield calls to me. Why are you Gurrrl so obsessed with rushing off to battle? Ever since Fasolt showed up, you've been acting like you've got a death wish, Hakon. Bah, this one. You think we are just large men with simple minds. I've been alive for hundreds of years. You rush around fearing for your short lives like babies calling for their mothers. How we live is more important than how long. It is why Einertoft was so important. It is why we should have made a stand there instead of fleeing for the sake of men. Fasolt is a poor diplomat, but he's not wrong. I do not want to eke out a few weeks, a few more days, cowering behind a wall. I do not want to carry barrels when I could die with a blade in my hand. We are the last of our kind. We are Gurrrl. Help us and you'll have half our remaining supplies for your Gurrrl. We'll manage with less. Warriors do fight poorly on an empty stomach. What are you saying? I'm saying I'm starving. A good meal followed by a good fight? A good note to end on. You really have become as soft as a baby's ass, Hakon. We'll gather the oil barrels and return quickly. Don't get comfortable telling me what to do. Fasolt shakes his head in disgust. Hakon notices. And whatever you do, don't let that fence of toothpicks fall before we're back. Well, we got him to cooperate, but we lost a lot of our supplies, so we'll see. How are we, damage-wise? We got an injury of 2 days. Can we hold this for 2 days? Is it really gonna let me rest for 2 days? Oh, apparently it did. Let's go to the market real quick. Get some extra supplies. Maybe, no, that's all we can get. We'll get all we can get. Supplies. Another day's rest, I guess? Oh, the gate is where we're supposed to go. Scathatch gallops to you, breathing hard, gesturing quickly. You gather that dredge are assaulting from the front gates all the way down to the water's edge. The Sunder is just going to brute force the wall, Oddleaf says. Topple the whole thing and this will become a killing field. Bad news from our clansmen, Elio adds. Many dead or missing, some to dredge, others to Bedlam. Could have been worse, but it's all going wrong since that Sunder showed up. Terrified villagers scream at the sight of dredge breaching the wall and mobs of people crushed together, trying to escape in any direction they can. Gather anyone who can hold a weapon, you shout. We travel down the wall, push back the dredge until those barrels are ready. This seems a bit desperate, don't you think? Look at all these people. They haven't got anywhere to run. We need to start patching these holes or there won't be anywhere safe in here. For now, I suggest we focus on the dredge. I don't have a voice for him yet, sorry. I'm hoping he doesn't talk much, because I can't vary my voice too much more. Get ready, you shout. Dredge continued to slip through gashes in the wall like dark blood from an oozing wound. Be smart about it, and don't get reckless. We clear them out here, then move on to the next breach. We lost all of our Varl. So hopefully this isn't too difficult of a fight. Oh, that's kind of nice. Let's give that to Oddleaf. Yeah, we'll give that to Oddleaf. Oh, she's got the dodge thing. That's what's causing her to dodge so much. We'll give Trigby his own amulet. That seems like it makes sense. Do we have anything special for the rest of these guys? Not really. All of our stuff is kind of being used. Alright, I guess that's it. We'll see how this works. That Sunder is going to keep tearing holes in the wall. One thing at a time. Dredge first. Jesus, that's a lot of people for not a lot of, Oops. Alright, I guess we'll see how this works. Jesus. I don't remember what these do. Hold on. Causes knockback and target bleeds when moving. Alright, so let's... A lot of ranged guys. Hey, Exta. How are you? There goes Rook. Didn't take much. Okay, we need to move away from that explosive thing. Your internet just shut down? Well, that sucks. Fort. Nice. That worked out well. Get out of the way. This guy. All good now? Awesome. Internet problems are the worst. I guess him. Oh, I didn't realize there was one on here. Whoopsies. Let's do Bloody Flail instead. Excuse me. New Ethernet cable? Yeah, I had to get one of those after we moved. Mine was cutting. My internet was cutting out repeatedly when I was trying to use it. Oopsie. 5, 7. Okay. Your numb arms remind you of chopping lumber back in Skoger, but with more blood and fear involved. Other men fill in the gaps where you've moved on. Holding the dredge at bay is easier work than pushing them back. More trouble further down the wall beckons, and there's no time to rest. Well, I mean, I suppose, but we're all kind of injured now. The sight of a mender surprises you. They've emerged from their libraries and are weaving patterns in the air to repair the splintered wood. It looks like dangerous work. How can we help? Oddleaf shouts up to one standing on rubble, trying to wrestle away a sheared log. He speaks softly, but makes it clear that they need replacement wood and stone to patch the damage. It may be dangerous for us to linger long, Petrus tells you, pointing out some watching from a distance. Other houses waiting to see what you do, making plans of their own. Send word to the caravan to get clansmen involved in repairs. Before long, familiar faces arrive, carrying fresh building supplies. You reluctantly leave them in harm's way and continue onward, but the cause is worthy. You hope it pays off for everyone eventually. Too much going on. Yeah, you're not wrong. There's a lot going on right now. Look at the horizon. So many just standing around, watching. Other houses. They're waiting for us to fall before they step in. Damn it, where are those barrels? A mob of dangerous size is gathering ahead at the harbor. You can see the bobbing masts of ships lurching from the harbor, heavy with people. Petra swears, if sailing away was an option, we would have done it by now. The seas are poisoned like everything else around here, spits Petrus. No doubt the serpent's blood. It chews away the wood, and the fish are dead. There's nothing out there but death. You're just going to let them? Petrus frowns. I had guards keeping these ships locked down, but we had to pull them to the walls, he says. Not much we can do to stop it now. You don't waste any more time or energy trying. You move on, worried that you've already taken too much time here. A woman catches your eye amongst the crowds. Her gold coat stands out. Nid? You ask? Nid looks away as you approach, but knows you've seen her. She drags two boys along by the wrists towards the harbor. I'm leaving. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. There's nowhere safe out there. There's nowhere safe in here. You realize that her eldest boy is missing and can make a solid guess why. He's gone? How did it happen? He's not gone. He's dead. I don't blame you or myself. I don't even blame the dredge. Who is to blame for all of this? Do you know? Nobody can tell me. I just don't want to be here anymore. Anywhere but here. She pushes past, having said her piece. Nid, wait. Stay, Nid. I've known cowards, and you're not one of them. This isn't about... She stops mid-sentence. She looks down at her boys, and her expression softens. This isn't about me, is it? Sometimes I wish it were. Wouldn't things be so much simpler? I envy my parents. The most they had to worry about was getting their children to eat eggs. I mean, truth, I don't really like eggs either. Every parent wants to give their children a better life than they had, but my boys will never have that chance. Not unless I make one for them. You're right. I'm no coward. Nid pushes back the hair from her eyes and follows you away from the docks. Okay, that was easy. Families, elderly and children, are still pressed up against the walls in staggering numbers. With no room to spread out, they're caught in the midst of the marauding dredge. We can't just leave them to fend for themselves, Oddleaf says. You wonder what choice you have. Call to those nearby to get behind your shields. You can't help everyone caught in the onslaught, but many unarmed townsfolk scramble to relative safety behind your shields and continue on with your caravan. Alright. Splitting your time between helping people and fighting dredge is taking its toll, but something else feels wrong. A different kind of wrong. Petrus slows you with a hand on your shoulder. Remember those powerful men in Arborong we talked about? I think they've decided to make their move. This is the one everyone's so afraid of? Sneers a man with a face tattoo. Oh wow, look at that face. You remember him seeing him amongst Rugga's loyalists. A few dozen grizzled fighters have blades drawn, and you notice they wear the crests of many different houses. Dogs. Leave them to me, Petrus says, mustering his guards. Rugga's stink is all over this. Go make him end this now, or it'll keep happening. Do whatever it takes. Don't go easy on them, Petrus. Petrus nods. Oh, I won't. Believe me. I've been waiting for this. Okay, so I guess we gotta go back to Rugga and tell him to knock the fuck out. Knock the fuck off when we're doing this, right? Yep, we gotta go talk to Rugga again. What are we looking at injury-wise? 1 day, 2 days. We don't have a lot of food, and there's no market stuff to be had, so I think we'll just let it ride for now. You crash furiously through Rugga's cell door, grabbing his full attention. This has to end. Now. There are people dying by the minute to asunder, the walls falling as we speak, and still your clansmen fight against us. I don't deserve all the credit. There are many players in this game. This is no feigned board game. From what feels like far away, bells toll above the din of the carnage outside. What are those bells? Tradition. A shame I didn't get to see the blue smoke that goes with it. I've been dreaming of this day. Meinolf, finally dead. Sounds like you need me now, more than ever. Are you kidding me? You've lost your only... Why should we even let you live now? Lass, Meinolf died days ago. He just didn't know it. That poison had no cure. When I learned the menders were forbidden from touching the mind, I found a suitable venom. He died in his sleep, dreaming the most horrific visions, or so I've been told. You vicious son of a bitch! Have you ever witnessed a city turn hungrily upon itself, like a starving wolf eating its own cubs? Have you witnessed the rape, slaughter, and torture of thousands, the sounds and smells of it? I have. Oh, and when that chaos spills over the edge, there is no cure, just like Meinolf. Should I die, you will see these things for yourself. I promise you that. So maybe now you will listen carefully to what I want. Oh, God. I don't like the idea of bargaining with Rugga. If the king's dead, there's no real reason for us to, other than that. You know what? We're gonna pummel Rugga. No, you're going to listen to me now. You don't pull your punch. Rugga's head swings back as if on a hinge. He is no longer smiling. Do you know why I do this? Do what, you piece of trash? Deceive? Leech on mankind? Why I speak on behalf of the people you despise so much. Why I have always done so. Because they will always be here, no matter how hard you pretend they don't exist. There is nothing more infuriating or terrifying than not being heard. So they give me their power. I am the will of the people. As long as that's true, you can't brush me aside. I will always be here. Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna leave him here. I'm not gonna do the thing of killing him. Alright. You've poisoned enough minds for one lifetime. Stay here and rot. We'll see which one of us ends up rotting first. You don't like the implication. As you call for extra guards on the cell, an excited man runs to meet you. "They're ready with the barrels!" he shouts. I'm kind of wondering if that's where it's leading, Exta. I kind of think it is, but we'll see. Alright. Luden, there you are. Oh wait, we can't. Luden is the king's son. This is the prince. This is Prince Luden, so Luden would be king then. Luden, there you are. I wasn't sure where you went after the bells. I was with him when he died. He did not go easy. You get the distinct feeling their time together was strained. I thought we should, clear the air about... Luden being the king now? Believe me, I've been thinking of little else since we arrived. But if you're worried about me seizing control, don't be. As far as I'm concerned, nothing changes. Your banner is yours. The Varl and Horseborn make their own decisions. If you'd like, we can discuss it further. Luden waits quietly for your response. Oh, he's just gonna give up his birthright? Like he doesn't want to be king? I'm sorry your father has passed. I suppose I am as well. I know that sounds strange. There was always a sharp edge to him. He wanted to be a ruler, not a leader, if you catch the difference. I always remember this feeling he'd give me, that he truly believed he deserved to rule men. I think passing it down to me was just a way to continue glorifying himself. Was it his change of heart with the refugees? Sorry, I keep screwing up my talking today. Was his change of heart with the refugees a surprise to you? Was it a real change of heart, or did he hope it would encourage me to take the crown? I don't know. Doesn't matter. I've chosen my own path. So you're just giving up your birthright? Not long ago, there was no such thing. We still cling to these banners because men follow deeds, not blood. My father wanted to change that. I've come to disagree. Don't look so surprised. It's just that you had a certain reputation, Prince Luden. What changed? Traveling with you. Seeing how people live. I know, it sounds cliché. For a long time, I was jealous of how others looked to you instead of me. But over time, what kind of sane person wants to appoint themselves as the only one... Holy cow, guys. Repeat. What kind of sane person wants to appoint themselves as the one to tell others how they should live? You did it out of necessity, not privilege. It's a burden I don't envy anymore. Never feels like we've changed until we look back on what idiots we used to be. I like that one. 10020. Some of us, anyway. But we've all been through some changes, haven't we? What do you intend to do now? I still have some privileges as Meinolf's son. I intend to use them. When they learned of the darkness, my father ordered every mender in Manahar to Aberrang. They still answer to me. I intend to find a solution that will protect us from the darkness. How's that going? Like a fat man coming home from the mead hall. Slow and stumbling. The menders are little more than bricklayers and nurses, to be honest. The Folka are another story, but they all stayed in Manahar against my father's wishes. Nobody knows what they've been up to, but I hope our goals are the same. We can't exactly go and check. Still, at least someone is working on it. I won't take any more of your time. I'm glad you found me, though. It was good to talk. Listen, even if I wanted to rule now, it would be a struggle. Aberrang needs fewer struggles, not more. And fewer people trying to rule. What about when this is all over? Aberrang still needs a leader. I'll consider leadership another time, maybe. It will be the decision of the people, and right now they look to you. The smart ones, anyway. Let me worry about the menders for now. It sounded like they're ready to go against Ruin. I'll gladly stand with you in the fight if you need me. We, both. You imagine a resemblance between the two you hadn't seen before, but you leave it unsaid and turn your thoughts to the battle to come. Oh, are they siblings? I guess that was never established why Ursa's following Ludin around. Alright, I guess we're gonna go fight Ruin now? What are my people looking like? Maybe I'll take that one day for these injuries. Alright. It's good of Ruin to wait for us, right? Nets have been wrapped around the barrels of oil and horse-board wait at the ready, prepared to deliver them at a moment's notice. Scathatch trots nervously atop the walls. That must be every oil barrel in the city, Oddleaf says, looking at the full nets. Couldn't have gotten half this many without the Varl. Ursa is preparing several archers with flaming arrows. She looks the happiest you've ever seen her. Let's hope this works, she says. The anchor comes again, a dark streak. The horseborn are already gone, pulling along the netting. Where the obsidian hook punches through the wall, they heave the barrels over the top. The net catches and is pulled back toward Ruin. Now, shouts Ursa. Licks of fire flit through the air, like fireflies buzzing into the night, gently floating, down, down. An explosion rips into the battlefield, rattling the earth and engulfing the sunder, blowing dirt and dust into the sky. Cheers erupt spontaneously all the way down the walls. Even the dredge have stopped their assault to watch. Is it done, you wonder? As the dust finally thins, you see Ruin rising, staggering. Cheering dies in throats. She's wounded, Oddleaf cries. We have to finish it now. Come, you hear, shouted from the ground below. Canary flings her hair back and smiles. Her horseborn look ready to run. We go, quickly! Oddleaf stifles an ecstatic grasp when she realizes what Canary intends. Oddleaf is a horse girl. You scramble onto the horseborn backs, soon finding yourself racing through hordes of dredge you would have crashed against on foot. But the dredge come in endless waves, eventually slowing you to a crawl. They surround you from all sides until all you can see are black stone and yellow eyes. Over your shoulder you hear the heavy clang of metal on black armor, and the Varl shove past with fire in their eyes. Up, Hunter! We'll find the path this time, Hakon crows. Then, over the din of battle, a drumming rhythm gathers your attention. To your right, a cloud of dust is rising, approaching swiftly until it collides with the army of dredge, tossing bodies into the air. Okay, I guess we're fighting now, whatever this is. At least we get the Varl back. Alright. Canary in, Petrus out, Gunrender out. Trigvi in, sorry. And Fasolt in. Sorry, just a second. Sorry. Delivery outside. Is this the last fight? I don't think so. We just started the game, I thought. Last stream. Let's level up. Hakon again? We got a ton of renown. Confirm. Oops, no. confirm. Whoops, did I not confirm? Okay. I guess we'll try this. Hopefully this Sunder's easier than Eyeless was. Looks like another battlefield that's not very conducive to Gurrrrl. Return the favor. When hit by an adjacent enemy, counter for 1 arm damage. Okay. What in the depths was that? Oh, more Horseborn. Oh, is that Ubin?
I haven't swung a hammer in a century.
It is.
But that doesn't mean I have forgotten how.
It's Ubin. Alright, that's cool. Here, let's clear the battlefield a little bit to help out our Gurrrl friends here. I hope I'm wrong, but legends speak of Sunder that can heal themselves. Yeah, I hope you're wrong too, sir. Break armor first. Break that barrier. Oh, we need to get like up there immediately. Well, I don't know if we can. We can try, I suppose. Get in there, Ubin. We need you to pull up the rear while we go up there. Jesus. Yeah, we're working on it, Ubin. Trust me, we are working on it. Oof. We're gonna have some casualties here, unfortunately, but... No, don't go through there, dork. Yeah, let's just run through the fire, right? Idiot. Okay. Now we just gotta get ourselves out of this mess. This one seems a lot easier for some reason. What's the catch, right? I've come to believe that there's a catch. Call me untrusting. Call me untrusting, but I don't trust how easy that was. Okay. That crit though, right? It's a nice crit. He got them destroyers on. Let the tales tell that you, a humble hunter from a small forest town, stood against not one, but two sunder. Now ruin lies dead at your feet. Dredge, keep their distance as you limp back to the city. The people of Arborog watch silently from behind the walls, afraid to believe what they see. Suddenly cheers ring out around you, rising into a chorus of adulation, even if a few dour clansmen stare with hard eyes. Most likely Rugga's loyalists. They're chanting your name, Oddleaf grins. You reply, only because they don't know yours yet. I mean, it was Oddleaf's idea. Hours pass since the siege. You find Oddleaf on the ramparts, looking out into the distance. The darkness sure seems a lot closer than before Ruin appeared. Listen, I've been meaning to ask you something. Looking back on the last few days, have I been acting too recklessly? You do seem to be taking charge lately. What's changed? I was hoping you wouldn't notice. I don't know. I guess it's about you. I try to care about everyone, but it's hard not to put you first in my heart. Aww, hand heart, guys. The thought of losing you now. I've never regretted giving you the banner, but it's a struggle to stay silent. I feel like I'm the only one arguing with stubborn men for the greater good. If I dare show the same sort of confidence, well, they have words for women like that. It wears you down. Aren't we all fighting for the same thing? If Juno doesn't make it, after everything we've been through... You hear the shuffle of large footsteps joining you. Nothing's changed. We'll deal with whatever comes. Romance! Aww. Flowers blooming on the battlefield. Keep hope. Look at how many survived asunder today, thanks to our efforts. Be glad for that. Speak for yourself, Ubin. How did you get the horseborn tribes to leave Dalaland? Ah, well, when you learn someone's language, you can speak to them, you see. I wish there were more like you, Ubin. It's a long story, friends. A long story. But the short of it is that the Dredge are also in the south. As many as here. You look over the wall's edge where the Dredge have withdrawn in the absence of ruin. They mill aimlessly. Why just give up? They've still got the numbers to overwhelm us. I'm not sure they were ever in this fight to begin with. I think we're all looking for some peace right now. Even the Dredge. Damn them. The silence is almost worse than the fighting. A new sound slowly begins to take its place. A warbling moan that fills you with unease and makes your hair stand on end. Should we be worried about this? I mean, probably? I don't know. They're just standing there. It's almost as if they're crying. This is worse. This is worse than the silence. Maybe they're just feeling the pressure a little sooner than us. The darkness doesn't care whose side you're on. Okay, now we're going to the weird-ass, trippy thing going on inside the darkness. Where poor Ivor's just being dragged along by Juno. I don't trust Juno and Ivan at all. Still. Look out! You bark. Bolverk has been gaining ground on the caravan since fleeing Strand, but now he's in full-on sprint. An axe flies towards Ivan's head, clanging off Folka's shield at the last moment. Static crackles. Bolts of lightning rip into the ground, tossing clouds of soot high into the air, but it clears to reveal no body. You can feel Bolverk watching malevolently from afar. Then his warped army turns, disappearing behind a hill. At least he seems to remember the sting, Ivan huffs. Folka shakes her head, picking up the engraved axe Bolverk threw. This is a prized possession made from his own horn. The only reason he'd throw it is because he thought he could end this here and now. She hangs the axe on her belt and stares out into the darkness. I'm more worried about a Bolverk I can't see than the one I can. I think she's got a thing for Bolverk too. Some of us still need to sleep, Folka blurts, eyeing Juno. You haven't rested since leaving Strand. If I know Bolverk, that's what he's waiting for. He's going to tire us out before bringing down the other axe. Juno replies, I cannot sense the warp approaching. We will rest little and lightly. The ravens chafe at being told what to do. Folka is clearly preparing to say something. Let Folka make the call. Count on an attack tonight, Folka says. You seek out a rocky outcropping that covers as much of your back as possible. Everyone but the lookouts sleep now, she says, so we're rested when it comes. As Folka expected the warp to come. Bolverk is nowhere in sight, but you can't shake the feeling he's watching. Okay, we got this group now. Ollie is in. Good. This guy gets out. Out, out. I fucking hate the Menders. They're weak. Krumer. Bearsea. Mogan? Question mark? Can he do the same thing? He can. He does Bloody Flail. We'll get Valda's Valagard in then. He's a higher level. Alright, anybody got any points to spend first? Seems like no. Okay. Now we turn to level ups. Ivor gets a level up just by merit of being Ivor. Oops. Confirm. And we'll push him up front. Yeah, I feel so bad for Ivor right now. He's got no idea what the fuck is going on. He's just being dragged along right now. Folka gets a level. She's pretty strong. We'll put her right here. Ollie gets a level because Ollie is great with his axes. Alright, I think we could probably do... How much more round do we have? 61. Let's get Ivor another level. Just by merit of being Ivor. Give him the Titan straps. Alright. And then give him the item too. Ambush! Is anyone here surprised? I love this dude's throwing axes. Axe Storm is fantastic. Oh, we got like, what the fuck is that? Like a sheep anteater manatee? Go, 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 go. One more. Hell yeah. Ollie rocks. I like Ollie. Okay. They do like to absorb damage. Who are her? Okay. Alright, yeah, go around. Maybe not so much, but... Hell yeah. Is this us Folka? That's why Ivor's the main character. Yeah, yep. Agreed. Alright. Winner, winner. Folka called it. When the warped came, they came hard. There's no doubt anymore the Bulwark has some kind of command over them. Folka comes stomping toward you and Juno, flicking smoldering black ash from her shield. She doesn't look happy. Let's get something straight, Juno. You drag us out here as captives, and now Bulwark is trying to hunt us down and kill us. Do you see how messed up this is? And back there you're trying to give my ravens orders? Tell me again when we're allowed to rest. Go on. Say it to my face. Whoa. Folka has a point. She's not wrong. Ivor. Yeah. Juno's expression betrays no emotion. What would you recommend, Folka? Oh no! Don't you dare pretend to be the reasonable one right now. Steam plumes from Folka's nostrils like an angry yaks, swirling through the cold air. I don't even want to hear your voice. The ravens are under my command, and if you want anyone watching your back instead of putting a knife... What if Ivor spoke on my behalf? You know what? That sounds like a great idea. Wait, how did I get Poor Ivor. Wait, how did I get dragged into this? Behave like a lapdog, get treated like one. Wow, Folka. I was on your side.
The god stone ahead shimmers. It seems to hold some sway over the darkness somehow. Or maybe the darkness itself finds them distasteful.
Hey, there's people here. What is that? A rabbit? A golden glow greets you, the first warmth you've felt since entering the darkness. Disheveled women and children huddle on one side of the godstone while a dredge sits on the other. The dredge has arranged a circle of obsidian stones around itself, and just outside that lie the bodies of a couple dead men. Ain't this a sight? Ollie grins. Then he frowns. I have a feeling this is about to become our problem. Praise the gods! Someone has finally come, carrying a divine light. Not exactly. The matronly woman's face falls as she gets a better look at you. I know that crest. Ravens. Did you come all this way to rob us then? First we're stuck here with that slag. The stone hurler stands within its ring of stones, warbling loudly as you approach the godstone. The old woman recoils in disgust. Is this like a Karen? A Karen in the darkness? Well, how interesting. This one is terrified of you, Ivor. Me? Why? She called you Destroyer. I'd heard of the Destroyer before, but I had no idea that was traveling with him. Is it really you? They speak of you like we do Bellower. Thought you'd be bigger. It's a misunderstanding. Where would you hear such a thing? Traveling with the Folka, but you do not know where we are headed? You're an interesting one, Ivor. We should talk more. The old woman rejoins you again after a heated battle of whispers with her kin. She clears her throat. I am called Hilda. We came here to pray when the skies darkened. I guess I don't need to tell you we're the only alive now because of this godstone. A miracle! And they say the gods are dead. Then the slag comes from nowhere. It attacks us. Killed their husbands and mine as well. Aye, a right miserable sow-sucker he was, but an injustice to be killed by this thing. She gestures rudely at the stone hurler. It makes a hissing sound like escaping steam. Quiet, filthy thing. You'll take us somewhere safe, surely? Surely you will. The opposite. You don't want to go where we're going. God's alive. Has everyone lost their minds? At least give us justice. Don't leave this slag alive to kill us and eat our children. Alfred, what's the Dredge's side of the story? Hilda bristles at the implication. Alfred taps her spear and the horns vibrate with a faint hum. The Dredge sings a soft response. She says they've left her no choice but to defend herself. Stuck here, same as them. By the gods, we've been found by the only slag lovers in the dying world. She snatches something shiny from the hands of one of her kin, waving it in front of you. This is what the ravens need, isn't it, you disgusting vultures? Family heirloom, worth more than it looks. I say we just bring their stone hurler along with us, Ivor. She can obviously fight. You said it was terrified of me. Then she won't put up much of a struggle, will she? What are you talking about? Kill it already! Kill it! I guess it can come along. I kind of want to leave it with the Karen lady just out of spite, but... Alfred speaks to the Dredge again. It shows little emotion, but that may just be because it lacks facial expression. Quite the motley crew you've gathered, Destroyer. Don't call me that. I'm serious. Hilda pockets her heirloom, offering only low curses, angry that the Dredge live on. I guess we'll talk to her. Alfred finds a quiet moment to make her way over to you, leaning on her staff. Why didn't you tell me, Varl? Tell you what? About being the Destroyer. It isn't something that comes up often in conversation. You'll have to excuse me. I don't always know how to speak with people. I spend a lot of time alone. Or with the sculptors. Sculptors? Well, more precisely, they say something like, we who shaped the stone. But it's close enough. You didn't think the Dredge called themselves Dredge, did you? There's quite a lot I've learned from them. Some things you may know. Many secret. Alfred awaits your reply. How did you learn mending out here on your own? Mending? Bah, call it what it is. We pluck at the threads of reality. Almost anyone can see them if you know how to look. Who do you think taught the teachers? The gods. And who taught the gods? Even godlier gods? Anyway, you see my point. Don't think so highly of your mender friends. They're more dangerous than they let on. Yeah, I would agree with that. How do you mean? I trained to be a mender when I was just a good little girl. They tried to kill me. Believe it or not, the Varl right there was the one sent to do it. She points to the figure of Bercy, snoozing on the hard ground. I don't think he even remembers me. I look a little different back then. But I escaped. Not before learning some things. They train their simple-minded menders. They train their simple-minded menders to heal stubbed toes and raise walls. It's a fine distraction from the powers the Folka really wield. But if an apprentice doesn't have the skill to control their powers, they're a threat to the mender's reputation. And if you show too much skill, well, you're an even bigger threat. The sculptors see you as a friend? You all need to stop looking at everything as us and them. Some of them are friends, others are not. The same as any people anywhere. Oh, I understand how hard it can be to see past your differences. Impossible sometimes. But so many don't even try. What kind of secrets are you talking about? What, for nothing? I'm nothing if not a trader of knowledge, you know. The rarest secrets don't come cheap. How about this? In exchange for telling me how you became the destroyer, I'll tell you something you may find quite important. What do you say? If you promise to keep it to yourself. I do? The Sunder I killed. Raise. It was no legendary battle. When I brought her head back to the Nether Varl, they invented their own stories. The truth is, I got separated from my allies, and I found her out in a snowstorm alone. She was cradling an infant. My axe accidentally killed the child. She didn't even put up a fight after that. Indeed. It was Bellower's child, Ivor. How can you... Are you certain? Completely. Consider that our trade. There is more to tell. At another time, maybe. The Sunder Ivor killed to become the Destroyer way back before the games even started. That was the mother of Bellower's kid who was killed. So Bellower's wife. After you. Just one more thing. Alfred looks at you with curiosity. Are those Varl horns on your staff? Alfred laughs with genuine mirth. Nothing to worry about, Ivor. They were a gift that I treasure very much. You see, I have friends of all sorts. But as you said, we should be going. Another story for another time, perhaps? Ivor love interest? Maybe. I can ship them. Alpha and Ivor, I'll go with it. If Folka here can love Bulwark, I don't see why Ivor can't love Alfred. You notice Folka standing alone, arms crossed, sporting a deadly scowl. Everything all right? Yeah, we're doing great. Our leader is hunting us down. We've been kidnapped by witches, and now we're arguing about how many dredge we can save along the way. It's the kind of thing a little girl grows up dreaming about. I get your point. She glares at you through narrow eyes. How did a woman get accepted by the Ravens anyway? Oh, this is going to be wonderful. Is this the part where you ask me about my past? We talk about family and hug? Eat some black snow, Varl. These guys all chose to be here just like me. That's the truth. That's all the family you need to know about. Considering you didn't even mention family, you doubt that's the whole story. But you let it drop. You still care about Bulwark. Are you trying to piss me off? Imagine little Alette hunting you through the darkness, trying to rip your throat out. Now, imagine some arse accuses you of having feelings about it. You notice Folka's hand instinctively goes to the axe Bulwark had thrown at Ivan a few days back. What do you plan to do with that axe? Its name is Claw, and what I plan to do with it is my business. Whoa. Girl, I think we need to take that axe back. Can we agree to keep it tucked away? Yeah, girl, hide your shame. If the sight of it scares you, then yes. I'll keep it safe and snug right here. I bet you sleep with it too. I'm not suicidal, Ivor. I'm not going to plant it in the Volka's skull. Not right now. Are you always as pleasant to be around? I never asked to be around you. I always heard the Varl like their space. You're not wrong. Must be nice to be accepted for something like that. My kind treat you like you're diseased if you don't act right. But the Ravens, they don't judge. It's not like I wanted to be completely alone. I just don't need tedious, pointless conversations with every idiot who has an idiot opinion. Go on. Oh, damn it all. You've got me talking about Miss... Are we done here? We should keep moving. I get why you came over now. Juno's ready to go. No, I came on my own. You know, I used to be great at telling when someone was lying, but it sure is harder these days, isn't it? You know what I mean? Let's get something straight. I'll take talking to you over Juno, but you're no Raven. And whatever happened to Bulwark, I'm not convinced that he doesn't have a good reason for what he's doing. So don't give me a reason to let him, and don't try to get close and friendly. Alright, Folka, you've made yourself clear. Good, then we might get along. Now excuse me while I gather the unkindness. Unkindness? That's what they call a flock of ravens, Ivor. I thought a flock of ravens was called a murder. Or is that crows? Fitting, don't you think? Okay, now I gotta look this up. I thought a flock of ravens called what? A flock of crows is called a murder. A flock of ravens is called an unkindness. A flock of rooks is called a building, clamor, or parliament. Huh. The more you know. Alright, let's go. Head on out. Moving up. Wonder how they come up with these things. We don't have supplies. Am I led to believe that we just aren't eating? Doesn't worry anyone else that they've somehow gotten ahead of us, asks Valgard. What once was a hill that has been twisted into a thin strip of land... Sorry. What once was a hill has been twisted into a thin strip of land, pulled long like spider silk, with a steep drop beneath. Warped shamble back and forth across it. The bulwark is nowhere in sight. They don't need rest, Folka realizes with a shudder. Bulwark can't confront us directly, not while the Volka live. He's going to thin the herd all the way to Ridgehorn. Fane, spits Ollie. It's exactly what we do, isn't it? I hate it. You consider an approach. Ask Folka's tactical advice, I guess. She did steer us right once. If it were us, we'd lure them across, lay archers to hit them from the wings, while spears come up to fill the retreat, says Folka. Something tells me the warped can't coordinate like ravens, though. But what would Voldwork do with a bunch of drunk idiots? Folka mutters and then thinks for a while. He'd make it look like a trap, so we'd try to get fancy. My gut says we just rush it. Ollie has already drawn an axe. Alright, I'm with them. Let's fight our way across as quickly as possible. Nobody stops until we're across, you bark. The ravens advance quickly. The warped are slow to respond. Slingers! Shouts Folka, noting warped dredge hiding just over the ridge. Rush 'em! Okay. Guess we're fighting now. Let's just keep the group we had before. That seemed to help out a lot. We do have this dredge. Do we want to fight dredge v dredge here? I'm kind of interested to see what a dredge can do. Let's drop Volgard for the dredge. Castaway, apparently, is its name. Let's level Folka up. We got tons of renown to go around. Sure, let's promote the dredge. Do you, like, what does a promotion of a dredge entail? Do we give it, like, a contract and shit? Does it get a raise? Oh, right, we get, oh, I think he's the only one that's level 11. It's funny giving it a name. So this is a slinger, right? Yeah. Let's give it the DOT. Alright. Call that good. That could have gone worse. Don't let your guard down yet. Alright. Ira comes over here. Spread you guys out a little. Whoops. Spread you guys out a little more. Whoops. No. Back here. Up here. Right here. Park right there. Oops. Nope. Ew. Damn. I forget what they do. Shield smash, break shield on enemy, break damage to enemy and adjacent units. That's fine. Attack then. Whose turn? Oh, his. Back him up a little bit. Oh, I forgot we have this thing. Can I do another one? I can. Okay. Gross. Oh, that hits. Alright, well, just be careful of that, I suppose. Okay. No, attack Axe Storm. Easy peasy. Maybe it's the levels, but these fights feel a lot easier than the other games. So far, anyway. Knock on all the available wood. This time, the warp seemed even more organized than the last. That could have gone all wrong, Spar says, peering over the bridge's edge at the twisted rocks far below. Folka replies, "Yeah, we could all be dead. Come on, this isn't the place to give Bulwark another try." I can zoom in. Doesn't do you any good, though. Small pale orbs wink at you from deep crags in the darkness. A brief inspection reveals that they're eggs. "Skulkers," whispers Ditch, pulling one of the creatures free of its shell, stabbed through by his dagger. The stone hurler who joined you at the Godstone looks upset by the dead thing. She darts between a few clusters, making scooping motions and nodding. "Are you crazy?" Folka frowns. "There's a lot of eggs," Ollie bemoans, squinting ahead into the distance. "Makes my faint skin crawl." He doesn't finish the sentence. You imagine countless more eggs in every direction, just out of sight. Allow the stone hurler to do whatever she seems to want to do. She finds a cluster of palm-sized eggs and begins gathering them into her sling, nodding as if to say, "This is fine." You're not sure if it's more comforting or terrifying that she's unafraid, but nobody intervenes. Soon you leave the nest behind. Ew. I got some renown for you. The caravan stops to rest their feet and eat. "The only good thing about this damned beacon we're walking around in is there's no reason to hide by campfire," says Krumer, chomping on some burnt meat. The conversation turns towards some of Krumer's war exploits and devolves quickly into a rowdy debate about who could beat who in a fight. "Alright, how about Ditch and Bach?" grins Ollie. In a fair fight, asks Krumer. "Bach and his girlfriend, no question." Ditch pouts and crosses his arms as everyone else laughs. "But I'd put my gold on Folka over almost any of you spindly milkmaids," he smiles. "Now in a fight against the Varl, none of you have a chance." The ravens laugh. "Well, who could hope to stand against the unkillable Krumer?" quips Spar. "Nobody yet, but I hope someday to face down a Sunder," says Krumer. Spar grins. "What about a Sunder Slayer?" There's a long silence. "What do you think, Sunder Slayer?" Krumer asks, putting you on the spot. "Think you could take me?" I wouldn't even need both arms. I think this debate is pointless. I'm trying to think of how Ivor would respond. He doesn't talk about himself too much. He doesn't talk himself up. So I don't think he'd boast. The only one of you that concerns me is Bolverk. Silence again, aside from the crackling campfire. Way to kill the mood, Folka says. You know what I think? We need to keep moving. The others grumble and roll their eyes, but soon you're back on the road. Oh, whatever. Whatever, man. Brambles rise ahead of you like gnarled hands reaching toward the sky, their fingers peppered with thorns. This was once a healthy forest, now just another obstacle. And through the branches lies a bare clearing here, another there, as if a fire had cleared half the forest before the darkness came. Bolverk knew we'd have little choice but to pass through here, Ivan says. Going around would cost days. You consider the inevitable approach. Folka, what's your gut say this time? Her tired headshake is telling. They'll use the trees, so we can't tell numbers or direction. They're not worried about losses. Once they start coming, I don't expect them to stop. Standing our ground is a sure way to be overrun, but should we go now... Sorry, but we should go now before they've really dug in. She pauses a moment before adding, this is gonna suck. Alright, type formation. Shields! Folka calls in a tone you're starting to become familiar with. The ravens do their best, but progress is slow. Each fallen creature is replaced by 2 more. Eventually you find yourself stopped and surrounded. Cut a swath, Folka huffs, before we can push any further. Watch the flanks. So Bercy's injured, he can come out. I suppose we can put Volgard back in. Ivor gets a level. And he gets a title. Let's go with the hopeful. And then call it good. Damn, Ivor. Leave some for the rest of us. does Sun Strike do? Strength damage and no exertion for extra movement. Barbed stones. A stone egg hatches into a skulker if not destroyed. Huh. Okay. Guess we'll go to this guy. After this fight, I need to go AFK real quick to get some packages off the front door. Here, I guess. Go kill this guy off so Ivor can come help over here. I'm in and out watching today, but every time I look back, it's a beautiful game, Umbi. I like it a lot. The story is a bit crazy, but I like the gameplay. Who's this? Oh, it's Ollie. Back up. Excuse me. It really is. 100%. Okay. Come on. Gamble it. Damn it. There we go. Excuse me. Let's back out of this crap here. Okay, go after this guy here. Damn, Folka. He can't reach at all. Come on, Folka, bring it home. Here we go. We're gonna flee. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. Just a second. I'm gonna get my packages off the doorstep real quick. Be right back. Tis the season for lots of packages on the doorstep. Alright. Fighting through a forest is irksome at the best of times, nearly intolerable in these conditions. You break through miles of razor-edged boughs, gasping to catch your breath in the open air. On the hill ahead rises Ridgehorn. Finally. I forgot why we wanted to go to Ridgehorn so badly. You see him? Says Folka. Bulwark stands motionless far up the hill, clearly watching the caravan. Now I know how it feels for all those poor bastards who saw us coming. Hard to know what he's thinking at this point, says Ollie. Expecting us to do what he'd do, or the opposite? Or expecting that we'd expect him to... Spar pipes up. Know what I'd do? Cook some food. Sleep. Bet he won't see that coming. Ollie scoffs. You're just tired of walking, old man. Folka blinks. Spar might be right. We'll make it look suspicious enough to throw him off, and everyone rests before Ridgehorn. No lookout, you ask, as they prepare the campfire? Folka shakes her head. That's what makes it look like a trick. But do whatever you like, I won't stop you. Settle in with the rest of the ravens and sleep. You put your trust in Folka's hands and lay on the hard ground. Time passes slowly. Soft crunching catches your attention. You swear under your breath, grabbing for your axe, but your hands find empty air. In a panic, you jump to your feet and scan the ground. No axe. The crunching gets louder, turns into thumping. Tree branches abandon cradled bundles of snow. Like a blood moon, Bellower suddenly storms out of the darkness in gleaming red armor. There is your missing axe, jutting from a bleeding bundle in his arms. The ground shakes from his roar. Oh, he's dreaming, I think. poor sleep, Ivor? Alfred asks. She crouches over the fire, her strange shape fluttering in the candlelight. Firelight. The campsite is still, aside from the gentle crackle of firewood. Just dreams. Some people think dreams are omens. Those people are idiots, but they can certainly be a fine distraction from our troubles. Not my sort of distraction. I'm sorry if I dredged up old memories back at the Godstone, so to speak. There's more to that story. Would you like me to tell you? I think you should. You've heard one half already. How the Folka came forth during the Second Great War with fire and fury to push the sculptors to extinction. She gestures theatrically. So I've heard. Perception. Paint themselves the heroes. What the Folka really did was make their foes a promise. Abandon the war and they'd share secret knowledge. The Folka taught them to write. They taught the stone singers to weave. And for the first time, the sculptors learned how to make more sculptors. To thrive. They kept their end of the bargain and remained hidden. At least until recently. How do you know this? They have their own history and carvings. I've read it on great black stones in their dark home. As their trusted guest. What I don't understand is why you trust these Folka. You stare into the fire and it shows you odd shapes. When you speak, it's almost as if to yourself. When I killed Rays, when I returned to my kind with her head. Ingvar, they chanted. None had slain the Sunder before. They wanted to make me the king's kender. I couldn't. They haunted me, Bellower and Rays, and that damn child. Every night like tonight. Maybe it sounds like nothing to have bad dreams, but it rubs you raw. It gets in your bones. So I left the Gurrrl. I found a small town of men where nobody knew who I was. Nobody called me Ingvar. Ivor never had dreams like that in Skoger. So that's why you agreed to come with Juno and Ivan. The truth is, Juno didn't ask me to join them. I asked her. The flames continued to dance hypnotically. On that bridge in Eidertoft, I stood before Bellower. I could have moved, but I just held my shield up and waited for the end. What's that, Ivor? The name snaps you out of your trance. You stand and stretch your legs. Your axe is where you left it, and the ravens are beginning to stir in their tents. It's nothing. I guess we talk to people, huh? Eirik, the ranger you met at Strand, is awake. He's watching the distance from the edge of the light, talking quietly with his friend Volgard. Worried about the Warped? We'd be crazy not to. I'm Eirik, steward of Strand, or what's left of it. You've met Volgard. Ivor the Armless. He barks a laugh and his tired gaze drifts some ever vigilant. You can tell he's listening. So how did you become the steward of Strand? Now there's a bit of a story. I got fucking her voice in my throat now. Now there's a bit of a story. When I was member of the Governor's Guard, Volgard and I spotted a Norn thief tailing a boy in Samvarl. We learned they were being hunted by a powerful gang of slavers. They were after something that would help. They were after something that would have helped them seize Strand. Always someone trying to kill the governor. Keeping that guy alive was full-time work. Next time I'm going to play a game that doesn't require talking, or that doesn't have so many deep voices, I think. Still, best we beat them, though not without cost. Steward Ulver died in battle. And you were named his successor? Unfortunately. That's what you get for being so proactive. What happened in Strand before the darkness came? Just about every calamity you could imagine. Strand has always had trouble with thieves, slavers, and murderers. On both sides of the law. But other than a close call with the Scalthings clan, I'd like to think we're starting to turn the tide. I take it the dredge arrived after that. Pretty much. Farmers poured into the city from Vetterfell, and even Karlshus seeking shelter behind our walls. Food and space got tight. Back then, we could still fish Dangler's Bay. What do you mean? The darkness appeared on the horizon, and some of the fish we caught were wrong, warped, misshapen. Some gained a venomous bite. We destroyed anything twisted, but people got sick anyway. Then the darkness grew closer, and the dredge fled south. Most left for Arborang. And you remained? He nods. Both Valgard and I did. Too many folks couldn't go, either too scattered, ill, or unwilling to leave kin. We stayed behind to get as many out as we could. He sighs from his nostrils, his gaze becoming distant. Too many died anyway. We'd have joined them if it wasn't for Alfred. How did you end up the only survivors? They don't call him the Iron Turtle for nothing. Last one standing before Alfred came. The rest of the town was killed by dredge. We held the Great Hall. Then the governor went and died of a heart attack, damn him, when the warps showed up. It was a damn shame we lost so many good fighters, but I won't miss those tournaments. What do you mean? The tournaments in Strand were a brilliant plan to reduce street violence and turf wars. I take it from your enthusiastic tone they didn't work. They started the fights back when I was a watchman, but I never noticed much of an impact. Something always went wrong with those things. Still, we did use them for a ruse or two. Some of the tournament fighters helped to fan Strand in its death throes. Good men? And women. In fact, one of the best was called the Stoic Mother. Be well, you two. Stay vigilant. Likewise, Ivor. Alright, let's go talk to him. Bercy tosses in his sleep until he finally huffs and gives up. He sees you're also awake and comes to sit nearby. Trouble? I don't know how these damned ravens do it. I can't just pass out at a moment's notice. Are you not one of the ravens? I can see how you might get that impression. I joined Bulwark at Borsgard because the Volka asked me to, and when that went wrong, I got roped into this, like everyone else. Bercy wears a frown and leans on his axe handle. Juno and Ivan asked for you personally? Let's not turn this into something bigger than it is. I do work for the money. The Menders pay well. I've got some history with them. That's it. What kind of history? Can't you tell I didn't want to talk about it? I did odd jobs, some worse than others. They asked for a lot of weird stuff. But I'm not one of them, if that's what you're wondering. I'm just trying to finish this and drink it off, like every other job. So you work for yourself? Never could get into that our bones the hills stuff like the rest of you. Why should I care about the dredge, or dying in battle? I'd rather have the means to do what I want, live comfortably, eat well. Turns out there's a lot of men out there thrilled to hire a Varl for some blood work, so I thought I'd do that for a little while. Now it's a lifetime later and I never got rich from it. Spent my whole life chasing work while others profited. One time I traveled with a prince and his tax collector. Thought that was going to be my big payday. People just handed their money over, piled it right there in a huge cart because we told them they had to. Practically robbery. Eventually the cart fell off over a cliff and exploded in a shower of gold coins, never to be seen again. I've never shed a tear over killing a man, but that, I cried like a lost baby bird. Oh, shoot, my voice. It happened pretty damn close to this very spot now that I think about it. Can't leave this darkness, though. It's probably all twisted up in dark as dog turds now anyway. Maybe there's a moral there, but I'm not digging for it. What do you think about this job? If you mean the Volka, you'd be a fool to trust them. I've done some questionable stuff on their behalf, let me tell you. And if you mean saving the world, I couldn't care less. What has the world ever done for me? These days, I'm just putting one foot in front of the other. There's still the tiniest sparkle of hope that I might profit from this somehow. Pretty bleak way to live. Nothing left to lose. Nothing but sleep, anyway. I guess we're gonna sit quietly until everybody else wakes up. You keep the rest of your thoughts to yourself. It'd be an awkward silence if you weren't both at Varl. Looks like it's time to get going. You know, Ivor. You can tell he's debating whether to get something off his chest. When I worked for the Folka, one of the jobs they paid me to do was to find you. You'd gone into hiding and they wanted to know where. Do I dare ask why? Truth is, I don't know why. I don't ask questions. But I never found you. I have a feeling if I had, things would have ended up differently between us. So I'm glad I never sniffed around any small towns, like Skogar, for example. Oh, shoot. Bercy leaves with a pat on the shoulder, and you realize you've never mentioned Skogar to him. Oh, so Bercy did scope him out and then lied. That makes sense. I guess we leave now. I'm interested to see how this bulwark thing pans out. Bulwark is waiting ahead, Juno says, and the caravan slows. He is patient with dangerous allies. I believe he intends to stop us from entering Ridgehorn. I will lead Bulwark away, Juno says. Ivan looks blankly into the distance as though he already knew what was coming, but Juno continues. The rest of you will wait for my return within Ridgehorn. How are you going to deal with Bulwark? He cannot be controlled, but he can be misled. He doesn't know where we're headed, and will believe he is pursuing us past Ridgehorn, says Juno. I will return, one way or another. Folka steps forward. I don't trust you, and even if I did, you can't handle Bulwark on your own. We split the caravan. She volunteers herself, Ollie, and Spar, who give each other dubious looks. Folka adds, I don't take orders, remember? I guess we'll agree with Folka's plan. Folka hasn't led us wrong yet. Folka hasn't been wrong about Bulwark yet, you say, suddenly feeling Juno's gaze weigh heavily, then lift. As you say, she replies. Prepare quickly, she tells Folka. The rest of the caravan cautiously approaches Ridgehorn. Ivan carrying the light. Fresh footprints trail off into the snow, following Juno's diversion. The way appears clear. Okay.
I've been told this is where they found Juno the first time. Now they say it's the entrance to another world. How far had she already come just to fall here?
Ivan curses when he sees the rubble around Ridgehorn's tower. The tremors caused by the serpent have caused many structures to topple here. Ivan exclaims, There should be a doorway leading to... Give me some time, he says, running off toward the base of the tower. You can see him waving his Volca staff, heaving enormous chunks of rock aside through sheer willpower. Little help, shouts Volgar, drawing your attention back to the fort's courtyard. Bulwark is nowhere in sight, but his warped allies didn't miss you slipping over the bridge. Okay. Let's see here. Mogan. I guess Eirik. And Bach. Okay, I guess we're good. Really? One hit, just like that, huh? I'm starting to feel bad about this. Oh, it can only be in front of you, I see. Oh, only in front of me. Heard. Oh, because that's not even one of our... Oh, there's more, huh? Uncool. Oh, what's going on now? Oh, Juno. It is done. Reinforcements. Good to see. This guy. Fine, attack then. I'm somewhat happy this game has no permadeath. Yeah, I am as well. There's actually a hardcore mode you can play that actually does have permadeath. And I'm like, no thank you. No thank you, sir. No shit, Folka. This is... Gross. Okay, hold up. Okay. Okay. Seriously, come on, really? Okay. Oh my god, really? What is weaved energy? Oh. Okay. Oh, come on. Thanks, Mogan. Insightful. Okay, that was a nice crit. Oh, Ollie. Too far? Oh yeah, it's like only in front of you. That sucks. No, that'll hurt everybody around you. Jesus. Okay. Do we have willpower? We don't have willpower to use. That kind of sucks. I think we might lose this one. We'll see. Ouch. Alright. At least Divert's kicking in a lot. Alright, do that again. That was nice. Huh, nice. Okay. We might pull this off. We'll be injured, but... Just one left. I think we can do it. Alright, end this. A win is better than a loss? Exactly. Yep. Can we just get like a list instead of seeing all the portraits? If this is what Bulwark can bring to bear, you can only imagine how much worse it would have been if you were here. Juno weaves between the bodies of the fallen dredge and catches your eye before she heads up the steps of Ridgehorn Tower. In your head you hear her thin voice. When you are ready, join me. She must have given Bulwark the real runaround, says Spar. He keeps glancing at the bridge as if expecting to summon the Berserker by name alone. Think I'd better make sure Ivan's almost done. How about I whistle when it's time to go? Alfred offers to ferry you anywhere you need to go. Shortcut. Let's talk to him real quick. Spar sits on the rubble of a ruin, watching Ivan move vast slabs. He fidgets with an ornate mead horn. Good a time as any to give you this, Varl. I notice you've got no drinking horn, and that's no way to live. I don't care to drink from a yawk's horn, old man. Nay, nay, does this look like a sodding yawk's horn? It's carved from the tusk of a gold boar. Shines even in full black. Okay, so I never seen a real gold boar, but I did steal it a long time ago from a very rich man, and he seemed pretty convinced. Folka stabbed me with her eyes when I told her I was giving it to you. What made you think of this now? Oh, I don't know. Been down a lot of roads. Got a feeling I might not see the end of this one. And I don't want to imagine Ditch using it for some disgusting thing after I'm dead. Why give it to me? Tradition, Varl. These young folk don't know respect. They don't remember a time when it was right to honor a guest. I don't care what any of them say. You're doing a fine job. Look here, that's history carved there, before banners and tapestries. See the little armies? The tusk does seem to shimmer on its own. Carved figures almost look like they move as you roll it in your hands. I can't keep this. Take it, take it! It's not getting me laid anymore. Not like this Langspiel anymore, anyway. He smiles, pleased with himself. You don't seem too upset about facing death. Upset about dying? Varl, I'm more upset about living. I mean, again, not wrong. Do you know what it's like taking a piss 3 times a night but only waking up twice? No, death sounds fine. It sounds fine, but I'll tell you what. I'll miss my life. The secret for us poor bastards with short lifespans, it's love. Sounds like a bunch of rot, I know, but if you don't love life, it'll make you miserable. Learned that from a lady friend. Where did you learn to play? What do you mean? Who taught me? Nay, nobody taught me. It was a festival. Biggest of the year. By all rights, too young to hold my drink. Sipping from every unwatched cup I could find. There's a spat happening. One guy built like a bear howling at another man over his girl, or hell, I don't remember. Doesn't matter. This other poor bastard, he's a mouse. You ever seen one of those guys? Thin beard, wide eyes, ready to run? The brute comes at him with a knife pulled right out of his dinner, and the mouse is soiling himself, climbing over tables to get away. Everyone's loving it, even the musicians stop to watch. I'm off my head drunk, and I'm thinking, by the gods, this needs a good song. So I grab the instrument and go wild, sawing and screaming. The thing just sings in my hand. At least, in my head it's a masterpiece. It must have sounded like a boiled cat. The mountain of a man, he slowly looks over at me with the most complete confusion I've ever seen, and I just remember... The next moment there's a knife in his neck. The mouse got him. Even drunk as I was, I knew it was because of me. I've been playing ever since. Frankly, it's a damn tragedy wasting my talents on these ungrateful monsters. I better go and check on Juno. Aye, you better. If these two don't find this passage soon, Bulwark will fain run straight in our puckered asses. Yeah. Thanks for the hoard. I'll make sure nobody does anything disgusting with it. And enjoy it, too. It's not a bloody decoration. It's a gift from the God-blessed ravens. Alright. Can we rest? No, we can't. Okay, so it's saved. I guess we will not click the heroes button. We're gonna go straight to the tower, guys. Am I supposed to be doing something? Oh, there it goes. I thought you'd be helping Ivan. I had to check on something. Look to the horizon. The serpent writhes in the distance. It knows we're here, but it won't approach. Hopefully. I should already have the horn. I didn't have the same conversation beat. So I should have it. It didn't have the same prompt to talk. Is it scared of you? No, you're fine. I looked too, because I did want the horn. I would absolutely have done the conversation if it had popped up. Is it scared of you? Scared? I don't think it understands such things. For now, it's just trying to discover what we will do next. I know the feeling. These horn towers are portals the Menders built long ago. They allow us to enter the inner earth, the dredge home. I knew the I knew the dredge came from below, but inner earth? Like caverns? No, not at all. Imagine another world with sun and sky like our own, but within our own. This will be a dangerous path, but the quickest route to the place where Ivan will undo all of this. Juno sees the skepticism on your face without looking. I also came here to speak with you privately. I know Ivan may seem unusual or unapproachable, but he is a good person. I seriously have my doubts, lady. Usually if you have to tell someone you're not bad. You are right. I have been careful to protect everyone, but in doing so only create more doubt. The fact is, I saved him and he saved me. He is kind and devoted. There's a smile on her face, and you realize that it may be the first you've seen. I don't know how to talk about it without sounding like an infatuated girl. I truly love him. I know it won't excuse things to say the Volca lead different lives, hard in their own way. But don't we all deserve to be loved by those who would do anything for us? You have to admit, it's hard to know what I should believe. It is not lost on me. When you asked to come with us, I was uncertain. I didn't want to take you away from loved ones. But I'm glad to have you here. I consider you a friend. One of the few Ivan and I have left. I will do what needs to be done to fix all of this, no matter the cost. And I've decided that no matter what happens, I will not influence you again. I promise you that. Trust is important. A whistle reaches you on the wind. You leave the churning coils of the serpent on the horizon and return to where the others have already entered the tower. Whoa. You join the others already waiting in an enormous chamber below beneath the tower. So what do you expect to happen next? Sputters. Ivan steps to the edge. We jump. Heavy footsteps echo off high walls, and a dreadful outline stands in the doorway. Well done, witch, says Bulwark. Made a fool of me again. Even from here, you can tell he's shaking with rage. Ivan screams for everyone to jump, but there is only hesitation. Folka turns and walks to Bulwark. Isn't that what? Oh, here we go. This ought to be interesting. The caravan watches Folka with rapt anticipation. I doubt we'll get another chance to talk, Bulwark, so I had to know. Is there anything left of you in there? I never left, Folka. You left. We thought it was what you wanted. I thought I was following orders. What's done is done. Yeah, that does sound like you. Oh, did you? I didn't see in the image. You get as close as you dare. The two barely acknowledge your presence. Remain silent for now. Go on, Folka, get out of here. What if the Volca can undo this, Bulwark? What if they really can? It doesn't have to end like this, you stubborn dolt. They lied to you, Folka. They're lying still. Bulwark points his axe at the Volca, and static flickers across Ivan's shaking hands. Those two took our reputations. They took our freedom. They took my life. They did all of this. Even if they can save the world, I won't allow it. Are you kidding me? Life's not fair. Is that your argument? Even when I was 8 years old, I never gave you such sniveling drivel. Don't destroy everything we made to save your pride. The ravens need you. So do I. You feel the slightest shift in Bulwark's demeanor, but in the blink it's gone. Jump down the rabbit hole, Folka. I won't stop coming until every one of you is dead. That's all you've got from me? Me? Folka snatches Bulwark's axe from her belt, the one he threw near Strand, and pushes it into his hand. If this is just revenge, why wait? I don't think so. Bulwark hasn't had horns since we met him. So, I don't think they're his. Unless they met before the game. I'm not sure. Let's trust Folka. Folka hasn't led us wrong yet. I've always liked you, Folka. That's why I gave you a chance to run. Uh-oh. Things are suddenly moving too quickly to react. Maybe I should have pulled her away. God damn it. Without hesitation, Bulwark buries the axe blade deep into Folka's neck and she falls in a bloody heap. Your face narrowly escapes Bulwark's second axe blade as you stumble backwards. His screaming rage fills the room until a peal of thunder drowns it out. Lightning arcs from Ivan's staff, scorching the ground around you in wild patterns, catching Bulwark's fur cloak on fire. Ravens reluctantly leap into the pit, and you follow, tumbling down into the darkness as the light from the hole above recedes. A roar rings in your ears like the bellow of a thunder. Bulwark leans over the edge, his face wreathed in flames from the smoldering cloak. It's the last thing you see before everything goes black. Welp. Sometimes you awaken more tired than when you fall asleep. This is one of those times. Aleo is silently sitting bedside. Aleo, were you watching me sleep? What? No! Yes, I mean. Oddleaf sent me to get you. Wasn't sure whether to shake you awake or let you... What's happening? Nothing good. Rugga's free. He's creating problems out by the gates. Can we just... I'm just gonna kill the dude. Next time I have the option, this dude's dead. Rugga is dead. Oddleaf's trying to talk some sense into them now. How did Rugga get free? While we were busy fighting asunder and saving the city, his men broke into the prison. Killed some of Petrus's guards, too. Are you kidding me? Wish I were. I hate to say it, but we should bring as many clansmen as we can find. It could be a grave mistake to leave them behind. You don't think they'll be safer here? I don't think we'll be safe without them. Okay, guys, I think this is a good place to stop for the day. My throat is taking a beating today. It's itchy and scratchy right now. Plus, we've been going for about 3 hours, a little bit less now. So, we're going to go ahead and call it here. I will be streaming tomorrow, so we'll see where this is headed. We're hoping to kill, off Rugga. I really want to off Rugga. He's been causing nothing but problems, and I've been backing away from killing him up until now. Next opportunity, this dude is dead. And yeah. Well, hopefully Ivor will survive, and we'll figure out what's going on with Bulwark. Anyway, so I will see you guys later. See you guys tomorrow. If you can't make it tomorrow, feel free to watch the VODs when they're up over the weekend, and then I will see you next weekend, probably, if you don't show up tomorrow. Have a good day. Have a good rest of your week. Have a good day at work if you're at work. Have a good rest of your day at home if you're at home. Later, guys!